Basically, it's a way to locate a resource on the internet. Resources can be web pages, also called HTML documents. They can be images, video files, fonts, and so on. So we type the URL of a website and hit enter. What happens now? Well, there are two pieces involved here. The browser, also called the client, and the computer or computers that host our target website. We refer to these as web servers or servers for short. This is what we call the client-server model. The client requests a service, the server provides that service. So our browser sends a message to the server and says, hey, give me the homepage of this website. This is kind of similar to how you send your friend a text message. You can think of your phone as the client sending the message and your friend's phone as the server receiving the message. Now, back to our example. This message is formatted based on a protocol called HTTP or Hypertext Transfer Protocol. You've probably noticed it before, but never knew what it is. In simple terms, HTTP is a language that clients and servers use to talk to each other. It's not a programming language, it's just a plain textual language for communicating over the internet. We also have HTTPS, which is HTTP with encryption. So the message
Hello everyone, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hi everyone, hi Nivsa. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, Garak. Good morning, Garak.
Hi, good morning. Hello everyone.
Hey, Guru, good morning.
Hi, hi
Hello.
Bliss. Hi Nisan. Nice coming. Okay, guys. Let me start this session. Today we will look some of the more topics in JavaScript. We are slowly covering CSS as well, the basics and the intermediate concepts in CSS. Together we will cover JavaScript and React as well, but we haven't quite started React yet. So the concept of React starts from state management. So when we reach there, then actually React, we will do more things in React. Right, so everybody just open your VS Code and run the live server. I'm also doing the same. So let me wait for 1 minute so that everybody can open and start the live server. Then let's start that session.
Yeah, Gorak. Hi, Gorak.
And yeah, I need that. And
Yes,
guys,
about the feedback form.
yeah. So I just remember. So everybody, if you also have a time, I think Mirisa will send you a link. Then just fill the feedback form so that I can know how you are feeling with the current session, so that I can also improve with some of your feedbacks. So yeah, please give your honest feedback so that we can improve this session. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I had just put the feedback form in the chat section. You can just go through it and just fill it. Please, everyone, fill the form.
Okay, everyone. We'll start our session from here.
Yeah, Gorak. Students are filling the form. I think just give me 2 to 3 minutes. Then we can begin the session.
Sure, please.
Hello everyone who have just joined. Please fill the feedback form. I had got only 10 feedbacks.
Where can I get the form?
I had just here in the chat box.
I'm not able to log in because I still haven't got.
Okay, I will.
Can you please forward it to me?
Oh, okay, I will just send you to personally. Pratik.
Thank you.
Right, everyone. So, shall we start this session now?
Sure. Let's do it.
Okay, can you hear me, guys, properly? Is my voice breaking or screen lagging? I haven't shared my screen.
Yes.
Let me share it.
It's smooth.
Yeah, can you see my screen, guys, properly?
Yes.
Okay. So I think let's start quickly from Git once again. And then CSS, a little bit of CSS and more with JavaScript. All right. Do you want to ask me something before starting our session? Do you have confusion while doing something after the session that we conducted yesterday? Guys, you can ask me anything, all right? So I am expecting many basic questions rather than complex questions right now. So yeah, you can ask me, what are you doing here? Yes, such kind of questions as well, casual questions as well. So I don't actually, it doesn't actually matter with our current session. I'm always here to answer your any queries.
Garak, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
It's about one of the import lines in the app.js from the other one. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, please. Seriously.
Okay.
A quick question. Have you pushed the changes from the yesterday?
Yeah, I already posted. Okay, please check and let me know.
Can you
Thank
see this, Gaurav?
Yes, I can see it.
So I put it into like a new folder so I can work on it without having to discard changes. So I'm getting this error. I think it's this line. I don't remember what we changed for this.
Okay. So, all right. Did you try to do it yourself? I think you haven't pulled my code, right? You do it yourself, right? You did it
Yeah,
yourself,
I
right?
did it. Yeah, I did it before this class.
Okay.
I think I missed
Yeah,
one part of the video. I don't remember which part.
yeah. You haven't created a folder called utils on the left inside SRC. There should be
Oh,
a
that's
folder
what it
called
was.
utils. Yeah.
Okay.
We need to have that add and output function in that utils. Inside utils
Okay.
folder, you need to create a utility file. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, just try it. If there is any other issue, then we can meet once again.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, great. Sure. Any other questions, guys? Any confusions? Okay. Let me know if you still cannot start React app, cannot install React app as well. I am, yeah, I know that many of you may be struggling with such kind of issues as well. Yeah, if you cannot still start React application, then if you cannot create a folder inside that folder, if you cannot install React app, then we can also solve that one as well. Okay, then for now, I'm going to share my screen on the left. Here I have app.css where I don't have anything right now. So I mentioned that we are covering some of the things from CSS, but today I want to focus more on JavaScript. I plan to cover some part in CSS, some part of CSS as well, but let me quickly cover some of those things and then we'll quickly jump to JavaScript. Tomorrow we'll once again move to CSS. We are covering most of the part of CSS in this week as well. So we have one today and tomorrow, day after tomorrow, 3 days remaining. So we will mostly cover many things in CSS, but it will go next week as well, and JavaScript as well, right? So I just currently opened my empty folder, sorry, in the folder that I'm currently working in here. What I need to do is, and after today's session, I'm going to give you one assignment as well. So cd create React app, yarn dev. Oh, sorry, this is not dev, it is yarn start. You need to type yarn start to start your live server. Okay, that's great. Let me do it on the guest mode here. I am going to paste it, put it on the right, put it on the left. All right. So on app.css, I have h1 and h1 to h1. So let me make this 100%. It is 100% already. So I want to make this two div instead of h1 here. One div and another div. Okay, I have two div here, and I just want to display this sum here. This is just a very quick refactoring. You don't have to do it actually. That's fine, okay? And it says your number is less than 10 because it is coming from this utility right here, because I inserted this number 5, which is less than 10. If I put 15 here, it will say your number is greater than 10 here. Now what I want to do is talk a little bit about typography, colors, right? And font and width algorithm. Let's see. So typography is really simple things in CSS. You can just search about CSS typography. And guys, whoever asking me for notes, these are the notes from CSS W3 schools. Okay, so what you need to do is go to W3 schools and just look at these notes. It is neatly written, well documented, well maintained, so trusted by all the developers. You can go here. So for example, today we are talking about fonts, so you can go to W3 schools and look at the things regarding fonts here. There are a lot of things which are really useful, and it is discussed in very simple way here, right? Here you can see that we have different types of fonts: serif fonts, sans serif fonts, monospace fonts, cursive fonts, fantasy fonts. Many fonts are here, but mostly in web development or the computers, or these are also called Unicode fonts. uh, Sans serif fonts are used in digital devices, digital screens. You can see these are the fonts which are sans serif, but you may have seen such kind of fonts as well. So where do you think this kind of fonts are mostly used? Serif fonts. Have you noticed such kind of fonts somewhere? This kind of fonts and this kind of fonts. These are the fonts you can see right here used. No sharp edges here, right? But here it has something curved. These kind of fonts are used in the books or materials which are printed, okay, in the hard copy. So this kind of fonts are seen in the soft copy, like digital devices on the screen. In web, you'll see mostly sans serif fonts. In your textbook, in your yeah, the reading materials that you have, which are printed, you'll see such kind of serif fonts there. Okay, mostly these are the two important fonts. And we'll use this property font family in CSS to actually use font. For example, here I have this div, right? So what I can do is go to CSS and write div, and here I can use font family. So font family, and here you can see a lot of fonts are already there. So here you can see cursive, fantasy, monospace, and serif as well at the end. But initially you saw many fonts listed. Why is that the case? Let's see. For example, mostly you will see on the Apple device this kind of fonts, like many fonts are written. System UI, Apple system, and many other fonts. These are called fallback fonts. First, it will try to use this font. If that is not available, it will try to use this font. If that is not available, it will try to use other font as well. Now, if I save it, you can see our font changes on the right. Okay. Previously, if we don't have that font, let me comment this one. Our font is this one. What type of font is this? We saw recently, right? There. By default, you can right click and inspect on your browser. Let me move and make it slightly larger, and we will try to see which font is used there. Let me go to compute it, and here you'll see the font family is used as this one, this Times Roman, right? So this is the default font used by this Chrome browser if you haven't specified that font. But when we actually specify the font ourselves, now if I save it, you can see this is the font now used, and that is the Apple font. You can see this font is used. Or you can manually specify font yourself. For example, you can write Roboto here. Uh, and is did I messed something? Messed up something? Oh, right here. So Let me make it slightly smaller. Okay, 100% is fine. So over to here, maybe I think it is not available here. So some of the fonts may not be available in this device. For example, there are many fonts. You can just go here. Nowadays in web development in the project, mostly I have seen these Google fonts are also used. So you can go and search about Google fonts and actually explore the fonts here. Maybe I need to go here first, and here you can see a lot of fonts already, right? Many fonts are available here. For example, I want to use this Roboto font which is here. What should I do? I need to click here, and here it has this download font family. It will be directly downloaded on my system, or if I don't want to download or directly used from the internet, then I need to actually let me go and click on view styles. Yeah, right here I need to go here, and for example I'm going to use this one and the bold one, this one. So here you'll see the link and the import statement. So you can just copy this one, this import one from styles, just copy it and go to your let me make this somewhere here. Go to your app.css. On the top you can just paste it. Now I have this Roboto font available, and if I save now, you can see that font is applying here. Okay, so I have different weight here, 400 and 700. Now I can increase the boldness of that font. I can write font weight 400, and it is by default 400 I think, because there is the starting 700. Now you can see weight is 700 here. So in this way you can use these fonts from Google. For example, let's try to do one more time. Let's search for another font. Let me go back, and let's say that we want to use a different font. Let's use some fancy font here, so that we can know that font is properly used. Let me go somewhere down. Yeah, many fonts are available for free to use for us. Okay, so let's try to do this one. What you need to do is go all the way down. Let's say that we want to use only a single style is available here. Okay, it says remove. Select this one. It is not showing any link on the right. Maybe the UI is slightly changed now. Google font UI. Maybe from somewhere I should be able to get this one. Let me make it slightly smaller, and let me click on view all styles. Yeah, once I click here, it should show me some pop-up from the right. I don't know where is this coming from. Let me try for one more font. Okay. Okay, if you just are getting it, you know, where can I get that copy link from that I just did previously? Okay. Yeah, actually I need to select it from here. It should show me some way to copy this one. Otherwise, if you cannot, then what you need to do is, you should know this font name, that is LOVSTER, right? Maybe I can go here and just change the font name and the weight here. So the weight is 400 only, 700 is not available for this one. Right directly here, and let's see if it is gonna be used or not. We save it. Yeah, you can see the font is now changing. Yeah, in this way you can use the font. Most of the time it is better to use the font from Google, So these are downloaded with your internet online. Okay, if you don't have internet right now, if your connection is not working, then this font will not work. We are downloading it from Google server right here. Otherwise, you can try downloading it on your local PC and use it on your project as well. You can try that one, but let's not do many things with font right now. This is how we will use font most of the time. You can also actually specify fallback fonts, like you can write sans serif here, and if there is no lobster font, then that sans serif font will be used. For example, the spelling is not correct right now. Now that font will not be available, right? And this sans serif font is used. If I haven't actually placed sans serif there, then let's see what happens here. If I save it now sans serif is not also available. That's why the default font widget Times New Roman is used. Okay. Any question, guys, until now? And you can always go to your browser and see. Let me open this. Let me open this here as well in the large screen. Okay, the live server. Make it slightly small, slightly greater. This is the 100% view. You can always go and right click and click on inspect on your live server. Okay, this is on live server localhost 3000, which is the React tab actually. And you can click on computed here, and it will show you what are the things which is actually done by the browser automatically for you. It means this is the CSS, this is the display block CSS, which is done by the browser automatically for you. So this is the height, which is 56 pixel, computed by the browser for you. Width is also given by the browser for you. So you can see which are the CSS already there, which are provided by the browser for us. Otherwise, you can click on style and you can see what are the other CSS you wrote yourself. Okay, for example, if I click on this inspector and select this div from here, you can see we have written this lobster font and 700 font weight ourselves. Okay. Yeah, just try to become familiar with these tabs, because as a developer, you will be frequently using this one. Just try to see what are these other things here. What are these doing? What are these tabs here? What is the importance of these tabs? Are there other tabs which are important for us?
So what is the difference between computer and styles?
Yeah, computed means these are done by actually these are some of the things yesterday I showed you. There are some styles which are given by the browser for us. For example, if I write a tag here, a tag, and this hello, and let me write a link here as well, href. There is no link, and here you can see the color is blue, right? The color of this hello is blue. Let me refresh it and select that a tag here, and you can see where is this color actually coming from. This color is given by the browser. You can see the color here. This is the color given by the browser, and there are other properties which are given by the browser for especially only for this a tag, not for this div tag. The div tag is for this div tag. These are the CSS. So actually we replaced the font family. Previously it was also given by the browser, and we replaced the font weight as well. But other things, display block, height, width are also given by the browser. Actually, browser will compute the CSS for you. What are the CSS here? It will compute. So if I go to hello, here you can see color. This is the color which is used. And here another CSS, cursor pointer. This is another CSS used. And display inline, another CSS. So these are the CSS we wrote ourselves, but here are other CSS which are also used here. And you can see text decoration line, which is underlined, text decoration style, which is solid. Many CSS are also given. So browser will compute what are the CSS you wrote yourself, what are the CSS given by default by the browser, and such kind of CSS will be displayed here. Mostly you'll see the CSS used by the browser are displayed here. Okay. Yeah, you can just try clicking on some other tab here. You'll see many things here. I don't want to same time, but yeah, just try what are these other things, what are these doing here. Okay, you can try these tabs as well. We are frequently moving back and forth between elements and console for HTML and JavaScript, but here are other tabs that you can explore. Later we'll see this is the tab which is really important in React as well. Okay, is this fine?
Yes, sorry, but can you once again, so how to copy that link? I think it's not working over my PC.
Oh, that Google font, right?
Yes.
I don't know actually. Let me quickly try 1 second. Okay, Google font. I'll let me first post this one so that you can get it at the same time. This is the link. Okay, it's P CSS fonts. Yeah, you can get it from GitHub now, but I think you can Google fonts. We need to be able to download those fonts or get that link from somewhere. So now the UI is slightly changed. Previously it was really simple. Yeah, now it is coming. I don't know how it is coming and how it is not coming sometimes. Maybe there may be some button or something where you can click and get this sidebar from the right. Yeah, it is coming now. It will work, but previously it wasn't. You can actually yeah, here I have all the font which are previously selected. You can try removing if you have selected and try using some other font from here. Like if you want to try this one, then it will come here and you need to click on this import and just copy this line from here.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, so shall we move into color now? Do you have any question about fonts? Just search for CSS fonts, or if you want Note, okay, you need to go to W3 School. This is the recommended one, but you can actually go to other website as well. Maybe there are some better alternatives, but this is the recommended. You will find many things at the same place. And you can see that here we'll use this font family property. The property name is font family, and inside this font family we'll use the value, and you can see something are written in double quote. So most of the time if you see this double quote, then that means this is the main font that you want to use, and these are the fallback fonts. Okay, if you write something in double quote, then that is referred as the main font, which will be used initially. Our browser will try to use this font initially. If it cannot able to use this font, then it will use other font. These are called fallback fonts. All right, let's go to colors now. Yeah, you can go and see some of the other things as well, right? Here are something regarding font, that is font size. There is another property called font size, from where you can increase the size of the font. You can just try it yourself somewhere here as well. And if I now increase the font size of the first heading from 40 pixel to 60 pixel, now that size will be increased. The size will increase here. Okay, regarding font, there are other things as well here. Here you can see font style as well. You can just use this font style property in italic, and if I just apply to it here, then the style will become italic. Okay, so now let's move to CSS colors, which is really simple actually.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
So when would you use font weight versus font size?
Yeah, font weight is just to make your font bold. It will not increase the size. It will just make your font bold or thin.
Okay.
Okay, font size will actually increase the size of your font. It will make it bigger or smaller. Yeah. So let's search about CSS colors. Now you can see many colors are already available in CSS. Let's try to use one of them. I don't know. I don't know if they work or not. I'm seeing many colors are already available here. Let's try to use this tomato color. I'm going to copy this one. I'm going to directly write it. Otherwise, we will do it ourselves as well. Let me do it for this, the first div, which is 12 here. I'm going to delete the second one as well, okay, for now. Or let me at least comment it from here. Okay, 12. So I want to use color property, color, and I can write different value here. You can see many colors are predefined here already. I don't know, TOM, yeah, tomato is already also defined. If I save it now, now this color will change. So these are the predefined color, but all the colors are not available here. For example, if you want a very specific color which is matching to another object, then you cannot do it by writing just the name here. You need to actually use another convention, which is you need to actually use the color code, which is also known as the hex code. So how can you find the hex code of some element? For example, if I go to Google, so or the home page here, I am not able to see many colors. Let me go to apple.com. I think I can see many colors there of different devices. So if I go to the iPad here, and now I'm seeing different colors here. For example, I just want to know what is the color used here for this one or for this one. And I think on your device, if you are using MacBook, there is also already a tool available, but you can just go and install some extension on Google Chrome as well. For example, let me go here and paste this apple.com iPad, and I have this extension called, what is this, color picker eyedropper, but you can use anyone. This is color picker eyedropper. You can just type extension, and this is the extension on Google Chrome. Okay, I don't know if it is available in Mozilla as well, but just use Google Chrome and you can just install this extension. Just install it and it will be available on your Google Chrome somewhere here. Now what I can do is go to this device. I just want to know what is the color used here. I can just click here and drag my device, drag that plus sign cursor and put it here. I can see different color at this with the same device. So this might not be quite accurate right now unless it is a vector image, but yeah, I can see different colors which is moving back and forth. But you can just click here and you can either find the hex code or RGBA code. These are the two code which we can use either of them. So let me copy this hex code, and now I'm going to actually apply it here. So this is the hex code. You need to actually write hash initially and the name of the color. Now if I save it, I can see this color for number 12 is used, which is coming from here. Okay, or let me use it for background color, and do not write anything. I'm not writing anything here. Yeah, I'm not writing anything. I'm removing everything from here as well. and this is not available right now. What I can do is I can write a width which is 100 pixel and height is also 100 pixel, and border radius is actually 50%. Is matching to the color used here. Okay, so the hex color will use hex format, hex code format. Usually it will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and yeah, for 10 it will be once again 0, and from there it will start A, B, C, D, E. So that's why you can see the letters, numbers and letters here as well with the hex format. So yeah, you can just search for CSS hex color here and just go to the W3 school once again, and you can see that a hexadecimal color is something like this, hash sign and 6 numbers or letters here, and the first two will refer for the red, second two will for the green, and these two for blue. The combination will make different colors appear. For example, if I just use the last letter is F, okay, so if I just use this 2F here and all the rest of them are 0, then it will become a red color. If I use 0 here and 2F here, then it is becoming a green color, right? If I use 0 here and 2F here, it is becoming a blue. So the last one is F letter. The first one is 0. So if I make this all 0, then it will become a black color. Then if I make this all F, then what will happen? What will be the color? Guys, can you guess? If I make this all F, currently all of them are 0. The black color is shown here. If I make this all F, then it is going to be a white color. So it starts from it because brightness is high, right? The highest brightness it will make it a white color. The lowest one will make it a darker or black color. In between, we have different colors available here. Okay, so you can just please make sure that microphone is turned off. Okay? Thanks. Please nothing your side here. And yeah, you can use that inspector as well. This one to inspect some of the color. For example, if you want to get this color, this slightly somehow something purple, I think you can click here and get this color, just copy it and go and just paste it here. Yeah, you will get similar color. So there is another format. While I was copying this color, I can also see this RGBA format. So we saw what is the hex color, right? It starts from red. The first two are for red, green, blue. You can just actually try yourself right here on this website. For example, decrease the redness, increase the greenness, increase the blues, then you will get something like this. The combination of these three color will actually result a different color here. Okay, so you can just use 3 as well. For example, if you use 3 color, then 1F will become 2F, 1C will become 2C, 19 will become 29. Okay, for sometimes you will see only 3 0 are written there, then it means 6 zeros. Okay, so we have CSS RGBA color as well. You can see here R means red, G means green, and B means blue. Once again, it is the same thing. But now these are not hex format. This is a decimal format. It will start from 0 all the way to 225. So 225 means RGB. 225 means the highest one. So other are 0. It means this is the red color. This is the red color. If this is 0 and this is 225, then this is the green one. And if it is 0, then if it is 225, this is the blue one. Okay, the concept is same, but the convention is different. You can go here and just try it yourself. These are the numbers. You can decrease the green color number, increase or decrease the red color or increase the red color, and modify the green and modify the blue one here, and just see what is the color that you are getting. Okay, so actually you don't have to use any third-party tool, something like this as well. Google Chrome will also try to give you a color which is used there sometimes, if that is a font or something like that, but it may not be able to give you a color from the object. For example, if I go here and right click and click inspect, let me go to computed one and try to see somewhere the color is computed or not. Cannot see. Yeah, somewhere here it says background color, something similar here. So actually this is the color used, or you can just click here. Maybe let me click on the color itself right here, and you can see the different convention here. This is the RGB. We'll talk about A. Actually, this is for opacity. Okay, if I decrease this from 0 to 0.5, now you'll see the opacity is decreasing here. The highest opacity means 1. And you can actually move back and forth between different color format. This is RGBA, and there is something called HSL. We haven't seen it. We'll see that one as well. And yeah, you can see different color formats are used here. Okay, you can just get different color formats from here as well. So most of the time you will see the hex format is used in web development, as well as RGBA sometimes HSL as well. HSL is also quite interesting to actually see. Let's see that HSL color format. HSL color. If I go here in W3 School once again, and now you can see there is slightly different convention here. H means something called hue, we'll see. S means saturation. L means lightness. If you are a photograph editor, then you may have actually heard about this term. You may be familiar with this term. So you can see if I increase this number from here to here, different colors are forming here. You can see. So actually this is starting from 0 all the way to 360. Means it will become a circle. It will actually move in a circle. So 0 degree, it is a degree actually. 0 degree means actually a red color. Somewhere here, let's see, 100 and I don't know. So actually, let me go to 90 first. It starts from 90 degree. It starts becoming green. Actually, it was starting becoming green from here, somewhere here to here. There you'll find a green color. So somewhere here you'll find a blue color, here red color. Yeah, it is actually a degree which is moving something like a circle. So the unit is in degree. So 11 degree means this color. So this 245 degree means this color. And you can actually increase or decrease the saturation as well. If I have a red color, then if I increase the saturation, then it will be perfectly red. But if I decrease the saturation here, now this will not become red. If I completely decrease the saturation, the redness will disappear. Okay, and you can increase or decrease the lightness as well. If you completely increase the light, then make it 100, then it will disappear, right? It will become white. If you completely decrease, it will actually become darker, the black color, and in between you can see different colors are different lightness is actually applied to this red color. Okay, this is the HSL color format. You can just try using different color format yourself, and this is really easy, fun to learn as well. Yeah, just try to use it. There are different other color format as well. You can just try seeing these things from here. This is also the note that you can see, okay, later. Any question, guys? Anything you want to ask here?
Can we use this in the CSS in our code, the XSL format?
Yeah, exactly. And the browser supports, for example, if I copy this one from here and if I save it, now this is giving a color. Actually, this is actually, I think, the accurate way of using colors because it has that hue and saturation as well as lightness. So we can control different things right here. But with hex, we cannot actually really easily able to control the lightness and saturation there, right? There we have red, blue, and green combination, but here lightness and saturation also included. So I think this is the color that you want to use if you want a precise color. Okay, any other question?
No.
Okay, then comment at this state as well. I don't have any more thing to commit here, but let me at least commit so that you can get this color. Okay, so what are the other things that are included for today's topic? We discussed about CSS colors, font, right? Let me see. Yeah, units as well, which is also important. Unit in CSS. See, let me once again go to W3 school. And now here you can see two units are listed, pixel and EM. I think it will be easy to discuss this EM unit sometimes later because we want to discuss something called inheritance first. We haven't actually look at that from CSS will inherit something from the parent to the child as well. So here you can see 60 pixel is used. So let's try to use this font and let's see what is the difference we are getting. So yeah, if I so for if I go here and use that EM right here, can you guess will this circle will the size of this circle increase or decrease? What do you think?
Increase.
Increase by a little bit or by very large amount?
Uh, I think it might be large amount because you're saying like 50%. So I don't know like what the reference you're taking.
Yeah, let's see at least. Okay, later we'll discuss what is actually happening. Oh, can I actually see where it goes? Yeah, it's somewhere here. It'll views actually. It's increasing by a very large amount actually. So EM means a very large unit. So you can actually make equivalent with pixel here. I previously wrote this pixel. This is a small one, right? So EM is very large. So you can actually give it a 10 EM only. You don't have to give it 100 EM. So 10 EM. Let me save it. Once again, it is increasing. 10 EM means this much. So actually previously it was 100, right? 10 EM also means more than 100 pixel. So let me go and give it somewhere around 8 em. Maybe now it will become somewhere near to that 100 pixel. So em is multiplied by some number, right? And it is making that pixel unit. So let's see what is actually happening here. So what is happening with this em unit? So let me search about CSS. Let's first look at the basics, then we'll explore from our browser inspect element. Okay, so here in CSS we have absolute and relative unit. Okay, so such kind of unit which is em is not actually always same. It is a relative unit. We have other unit convention as well. We can write cm, in millimeter as well, in inch as well. But you can see the pixel, which you will see most of the time. These are actually the absolute unit. This will not actually change. But if you use em, this will actually change. So how it is going to change? It is going to change depending upon the size of your font that you have used. So 2em means 2 times the size of your current font. Means what is the size of the font here? We don't have any font, right? We don't have any font. Then browser will by default will have defined the size of the font itself. Most of the time you will see around 16 pixel is defined for the size of the font. It means 1 em is equivalent to 16 pixel if size of the font is 16 pixel. So 2 em means 32 pixel, right? 7 em means 7 times 32 pixel. So this is the pixel which is actually equivalent to that em. So let's see. And we also have the rem as well. So it is relative to the root element, but it is not relative to the root element. Root elements means the topmost element of your HTML. That is most of the time HTML itself or body. Okay. If you have the topmost element which has the font 16 pixel, then it will always take a reference to that topmost element, rem. Em means it will take the reference to the relative HTML elements, reference to the size of the relative nearest HTML element. Okay, so it means this is always taking a reference to the font size. If your font size is increasing, if your font size is 50 pixel, then 1 em means is 50 pixel. Okay, 2 em means 100 pixel at that time. You will see most of the time this em and rem used. Okay, it is better to use rem if you always want to take reference to your root element, not the nearest element. You will see sometimes vw and vh. vw is viewport width, vh means viewport height. Okay, relative to the viewport that you are currently seeing. Viewport means screen that you are currently seeing. This is the screen that I have. So it will be different depending upon the screen size as well. Sometimes you will see the percentage as well. Okay, you can just write yourself for now, but these are the different units available. Later we will explore while we are writing actual CSS, we'll see what is that font size coming from, where is that font size coming from as well. Okay, for example, for now, if you go here and let me make it absolute 100%, yeah, 100%. If I click here, you can see the width is 7 em, height is 7 em. What is this em? Let me click here and let me try to move it to pixel. Oh, this is making this 7 pixel right there. Maybe I can find the font, the parent font somewhere used. Otherwise, you can go to your Google, your browser setting. I'm in incognito mode. Maybe I cannot see in this mode. Let me go from here, browser setting from here, and let me go to appearance. And you can see font size is medium. So what is that medium means? Maybe it has actually used the font size. Let me go to here, and I'm going to write something in the div so that I can see something on my screen. I'm going to write hello here. I'm seeing hello. Let me go here and inspect this hello from here. So now I have this text coming from here, and somehow I'm not able to get this font. Let me see if I have that font somewhere. I need to go here. Yeah, you can see font size 16 pixel is written here. So it means by default browser will give you a 16 pixel font size for a text written inside a div element. So 16 pixel, the font size is 16 pixel means 1 EM means 16 pixel, 2 EM means 32 pixel. Okay, this is how it works. You can just sit and trial yourself. Use different unit. You'll make it. You'll feel slightly comfortable. This is not that complex. That's why let's not explore that much with units right now as well. But these are the available units that you can use. Okay, just go to W3 School and see this documentation and try to use right here as well. For example, you can try using inch as well right here, and you'll realize what is happening here. Okay, guys, any question? Any? Yeah, can you hear me? I think my screen stops for a moment.
We can hear you.
Okay, is that fine with the font size? Sorry, with the units, with the
Yes.
CSS units. Okay, then let's spend much more of our time in with JavaScript today. I'll come back to CSS as well. We have width height algorithm. We have Flexbox CSS grid, which is really awesome to see. So we'll talk about these things as well slightly, but let's move to JavaScript for today. Okay. So let me finally clean everything from here. I want everything to work with me right now. Okay. With JavaScript. So this is actually the font unit. Let me quickly commit here. Git cmp css unit. And guys, you cannot use cmp command in your terminal. You need to use git add dot git commit -m and your commit message and then git push. And you don't use this command. Okay, use those 3 commands, then you can actually push your code to GitHub. So let me remove everything from here, and I'm gonna remove everything from here as well for now, and let's start exploring some of the things from yesterday. So this is a JavaScript variable, right? This is the location of JavaScript. We are writing JavaScript variable. If I want to insert that variable somewhere here, maybe inside div tag, then I can use this interpolation syntax, this curly brace, and just write sum. Now I can see that sum is displayed here. Yeah, I can do the same thing with result as well. And it says your number is greater than, let me just write, let me just write greater than 10. Okay, so that we can see that one, and less than 10. Greater than 10. Why? Because we have 15, which is greater than 10. What is happening here? We are doing what? This is a function, right? Where is this function coming from, guys? Can you see?
Utility, yes. Right?
Utility. From which line you can say that this is coming from utility?
From import.
Yeah, import
Line
on
number
line number 4, right?
4.
Right. Yeah. You can actually hold your control key on your window or command key on your Mac, press and hold, and now you'll actually see a hand icon will come appear, and you can directly click there and you'll actually enter into the particular location where it is coming from. This is coming from utility file, which is under utils folder. Okay. So, and
Can
this
you
is the
explain?
function, right? Yeah.
Can you explain this one more time?
Yeah. If you want to navigate, if you want to go
Oh,
here.
not this one. I'm talking about the greater than 10.
This logic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, let's do it. We have a conditional in JavaScript. Conditionally, we are displaying different things. So we are taking X. X is coming into here. So this is a function. Yesterday, we talked about different syntax of function. We talked about different syntax of function, right? And we can accept something here. This is an input to the function, and function will give us something from a return statement. You cannot have more than one return inside a function, but we are writing two return here because we are only returning one of them at a time. If this is validate, if this is the condition, then we'll use this line. If this is the condition, if this is not the condition, then it will use this line. That's why only one return is used at a time. Return means the output, and whatever you write here, this is the input. We are writing X means this is the output function which is expecting X as its input. So wherever you use this function, you need to provide this value X. We are using this function here on line number 8, right? Output function. That's why we are providing the value 15, which is the value of X. So 15 is the value of X. Now this X will become 15. Now we are writing if else condition here. If else condition means we are conditionally uh, selecting something, right? If something is true, then do this, otherwise do this. So if this is true, then do this, otherwise actually do this. So X means 15, right? 15 is greater than 10. Is it true or false? 15 greater than 10.
True.
True. That's why it will do this one. It will return this line. If that is false, then it will return this line. So it should be either true or false. If you pass something different here, just I'm passing 1. Now 1 is coming as a value of X. Now 1 is not greater than 10, right? 1 greater than 10 means false, right? So false means it will not execute this line from if block. It will execute this line from else block. If something is false, then the return statement inside else block will execute. If something is true, return statement inside if block will execute. Okay, and this is the syntax. The syntax of if else block is if curly brace and else curly brace here. This is the syntax. Okay, and we'll write a condition here. It will either become true or false. If that is true, this line will execute. If that is false, this line will execute. You can directly try writing true and false here. True. Now this is true. True means true, right? This line will execute. Greater than 10. If you write false, false is false, right? Now this line will execute. But we will conditionally check it, right? X is greater than 10 or not. Okay, is it clear now?
Hey, Gorax, what's the point of having number 1 there on number line?
Number where?
Number 1, like the line number 1.
Number
Line number
1.
1. Line number 1.
Oh, line number 1. Sorry,
Yeah.
line number 1. Somewhere here.
Yeah, what's the purpose of that?
You mean what's the purpose of this ad that we are writing here?
Yeah, this whole thing.
Right now, it doesn't make any sense. This is not used, right?
Okay.
This doesn't make any sense with this code that we have written here. That's why
Yeah.
you can remove it. Actually, we are only talking about this output. We have different two functions here. You can either use this one or use this one. If you are using this output function, then this will not be used, right? If you
Yes.
are using this add function, then this will not be used. We are currently using two at the same time. We are also using add here. We are also using add function. That's why it was there. So add function is also there, means we are using it somewhere. We are using it on the app.js right here on line number 7. So add function is used here. So add is a function which is accepting how many things here as its input?
Two.
2, right? A and B, right?
Yeah.
So input are sometimes also called, um, these are also called parameters. Parameters. And how many parameters are there? 2 parameters. You can just, and let me quickly do for first. And whatever we are passing here are values. These are sometimes called, these are passing values. I'll actually later refer this term, that's why I'm writing it here. Arguments. You can just quickly search about parameters and arguments here. And let's go. And okay, let me see for JavaScript. This is for other programming language. Okay, let me go to W3 School once again. And you can see whatever you write in this location are called parameters. And do I have arguments somewhere? And arguments, okay. Yeah, whatever you pass here are called arguments. When you use the name of the function, then at that time you will pass arguments. So we are passing 2 arguments because that function is accepting 2 parameters here. So whatever the how many parameters are there? There are 2 parameters. So whatever the amount of parameter we have, we actually pass exactly same amount of argument. So parameter means just the variable, argument means actual value. Okay, we are accepting 2 parameters here, means we are passing 2 values here. 5 and 7 will come. 5 will come at the location of A, 7 will come at the location of B. A has the value 5 and B has the value 7. That's why 5 plus 7 is added here, and final result will appear here. And that will actually go into sum, and it becomes 12. Okay, let me do one more time. I think it is creating some confusion. I am actually making a function with a function declaration print, and it is not returning anything. So what do you think if I directly use this print function here? So to call this function, we need to actually use the parentheses, right?
Yes.
You can also do this way as well. Print and store it in some variable, const print value. This is the variable name. You can write anything. And now you can write print value instead of this one here. This one here. This is the same thing. You can either use this, you can either store it in some variable and print that variable here, or you can directly call this function here. So writing this parenthesis means calling a function. Calling a function means using this function. Okay. So what do you think? What will be displayed on our browser on the right? This is the function which is not taking anything, right? And not giving anything.
Well, nothing will be printed since there's no arguments.
No arguments provided and no return value as well. So if there is no return value from a function, and then yesterday I think I told you what will by default what will be given by a function?
Return.
Undefined.
Undefined, I think that is correct. Let me see. Let me save it. And we cannot see anything on our browser. Let's try to print on the console as well. If you want to see on the browser, then you will write here. If you want to see on the console, you can write directly here. So log print, and we want to call this function. Save it. You can see undefined here, but we cannot see that one on the screen. So let me try to do this way. Since it doesn't have any value, that's why we cannot see that one on the screen here. It has a div somewhere. It has this div, but it doesn't have any value, right? But actually what is coming is undefined. So if you don't actually provide anything to the function, then the function will provide undefined to you. Okay. So you can either use this console log. Most of the time we want to see this in console as well. That's why at that time just use console log. Okay. Otherwise, if you want to print this on the screen, then use this thing, this location here, and just directly print on the screen. So if you want to provide something from the function, then what should I write here?
Return.
Return, right? I want to provide a greeting from this function, for example, hello, something like this. And now this hello will come from this function, print function. Now you'll see hello on the screen. Now this function is giving something, right? Previously it wasn't giving anything. It can accept something here as well. This is called parameter, right? It is accepting one parameter, which is greeting. You can write any name here, okay? You can write any name. This is the variable name actually. Now it is accepting one parameter. Now I can pass that hello from here. That is a string, that's why I need to write inside single or double quote. Now I am passing hello from here. Now I don't have to write hello here because the greeting is actually getting that value. Now I can replace that hello with greeting, and now this is the same thing. Now you can pass different greeting here, or you can write something like hi here, and now this will be actually given by this function. So now this function is dynamic, right? We can pass any value from here. Depending upon the value that we pass, it will return the same value. This is how function works. Function will have some parameter, or they may not have as well. It is not necessary to always have a parameter for a function. Also, it is not necessary to always return from a function. But if you do not return from a function, and if you want to get the value of that function, then that will be undefined. Okay, guys? So these are the term really important, okay? The term which is called parameter or parameters. Here we have two parameters. Parameters means these variables. And the argument means this variable that we are sending, or this value. Argument is a value, parameter is a variable, okay? This value that we are sending from here. And the value that we are sending from here will be received by this corresponding parameter. These are the terms which I will pronounce later, okay? So don't be confused. If I say that this function is now accepting two parameters, means we need to pass two values. But that is always not necessary. You can only pass a single value as well. So I'm passing value 5, but that add function was expecting two values, right? Let's see what happens here. If I save, now it says it is not a number. So what happens? I only passed number 5 here. It will be received here as number 5. But what is the value of b? It is not passed, right? There is no value of b, right? So by default, if it doesn't have a value, then that will also be undefined. So we are adding number 5 without a value. B doesn't have a value, A has a value. So you cannot add two different things, right? It must be one number added with another number. You cannot add a number with different things. We cannot add number with banana, right? Number with fruit. It should be the two same thing. You can add two same fruit together and make it two fruits, or you can add two numbers together. If you are coming from mathematics, or if you have I think we all at a point learned what a variable is, right? You can add only similar variables together. You can add x plus x and that will become 2x, right? You cannot add x plus y. That should be the same thing. That's what is happening here. This is number 5 and this is undefined. Number 5 plus undefined becomes not a number. This is not a number. This this means it is not a number. That's why you can see NaN here. Okay, that's why if you want to add two numbers, then you need to pass two numbers here. Okay, what is happening? We are passing, oh, it should be 5, 10. Okay. Are you confused with this explanation? Guys, everyone is silent. No one is asking me anything.
A little bit confused.
Okay. Okay, let me try to make it little easier for you. Okay, let me first commit. So and conditional. This is actually a really simple thing. Here you can also see a function. This is not expecting anything, right? But it is returning. So that is also a function. So I'm going to remove everything because this is in different folder. That may be a little confusing point to you guys as well. I'm going to delete it as well. I'm now doing everything in the same folder here. I'm going to delete this one as well. And I'm going to delete everything from here and delete everything from here. So this is where if you want to print something, then you will write here, right? If you want to print something in this screen, for example, if I want to print hello, then I'll write here. This is the location of JSX or HTML, right? So where is the location of JavaScript? Where can I write JavaScript? Inside this component, inside this app component.
Yeah, above line 5.
Above line 5, right? In between 4 and 5 means we need to
Between
create
4 and
some
5.
space here. Yeah. So now we can write JavaScript somewhere here. Get a function. And you can write any name here. Okay, you can write app or print. Previously I have print. This is a simple function. This is, you can say, empty function. Means it is not expecting anything and it is not returning anything. So how can I get the value which is coming from this function? How can I get the value? How can I know what is coming from that function? This is a function, right? I created a function. For example,
There's no
you
return.
bought. Yeah, currently there is no return, but at least we can get the value, right? We need to know what is the value. If there is no return, at least it will have something coming from that function that is
You
undefined.
you can put
Undefined, yeah.
breaking point.
Yeah, what is that?
You can put a breaking point.
Put a breaking point here, something like this.
So if you assign the value to a variable, then you can put a breaking point, so you can know like when you run, the value would be that variable, right? So you
I,
getting me?
I think console.log and then
Okay, console log. So if I do console log, where can I see something coming?
On the console.
On the console here, right? On the browser console. Console log means I will see something here, right? Yeah, that's a correct way to visualize something on the console before you actually print it on the screen. So let's do console log. Console.log, right? Then what should I write here?
Call the function. Print.
Call the function. I need to write print, right? Name of the function.
Yeah.
And then
Parentheses.
brackets, small brackets. This is how we call a function, right? Without a small bracket, that will not be called. If you only write print, then let's see what happens. The whole function will be displayed. That is this function. Print parenthesis curly brace. That is the same thing that you can see here. That's why we need to have that bracket. Now, what will I see on the console here?
Defined.
Undefined, right? That's right. Because that function is not providing anything. If some function is not providing anything in JavaScript, then it will provide undefined by default. Okay. You cannot say that this function is providing a 0 value. By default, it will provide undefined value. Now, if we want to provide something from this function, what should I need to do? I want to provide, let's say, print from this function, print itself, or print it, something like this. I want to provide some text. So what should I do then?
Return.
Yeah, return something. Write return and then
Whatever you want, like whatever you want to return.
yeah, whatever I want to provide from this function, right? Whatever the text. Let's say that I want to provide print text. Now, this is the text coming from this function. Now, this is the value coming from this function. So whatever you write after return will actually be provided from that function. That is the value. That is the value that will be provided. Then what is the case with this thing that I am writing here? When should I write something here and how should I use this location?
You want to provide any kind of parameters.
Parameters. So why do I need that parameters? Sorry, parameters. Why should I use that parameters? It is working right now, right? Print is working. That's fine, right? Why should I need that parameters anymore?
Or
Because
user-defined inputs as well as to make the code dynamic, like pass various value to the same function.
Various value to or same function. Currently, I'm not able to pass various value to this same function.
No,
Is that right?
no. It's like it's just print.
I can print this function twice, right?
Yes. But it would still print.
It still prints. So if I want to print different thing here, like result something result, then it is not possible currently, or is it possible?
It's not possible.
It's not possible to print
possible.
different thing currently, right?
Yeah,
It's
I think you can pass like it just depends on the argument that you pass. So if you pass like
currently
print a,
currently if I pass argument here, will it work? For example, if I want to print result,
so
will
if
it
you
work?
define a print like with a different parameter again, then it will call the one with the parameter. And if you just pass, so if you pass one argument and there is like print with one parameter, so it's going to call that particular function, right?
Yeah, that's right. But
Yeah, I think this one is a like function overloading. I don't know.
okay,
I think
yeah,
I think
yeah,
you got.
something overloading,
I
function
think
overloading is the term that,
within the function,
yeah.
like you have to define some tasks for you to assign arguments or parameter, right? Like that is empty. So even if you put a result right there, like it's not gonna work.
Not gonna work. That's correct, right?
So
So
you
if
have
I pass
to
something here,
create
yeah,
some task, or like the reason you create function is to do something, right? So right now, no matter what you do, it is just printing. But like within function and return, like if you define like or perform certain task, and then based on that task, like what are the required parameters or argument that you need to pass to the function, then you can pass those arguments to that function.
yeah, that's absolutely right. That's why we need a function, because a function is like a machine, right? A machine is capable to perform, uh, actually capable to accept a different amount of inputs. It, the limitations will be there, but machine will not usually accept a limited thing. So that's why we are able to pass different things here, but that may must be certain types sometimes. For example, let me quickly do this. This is a this is a function which can always print numbers. Then at that time you need to pass number. You cannot pass string at that time. For example, let me write print number. Now this is a function that I am creating here. This is the function which will always add two numbers together. Means we need to specify how many numbers that we want to add. We can add three numbers as well. I can write ABC. Better to add actual name, okay? Instead of ABC. First number and second number and third number. So I want to add these three numbers here. So what should I do? I need to change this line here as well. First number plus second number plus third number. Now this is the function which will always add three numbers together. So now let me use this function. I need to first write the name of the function and then pass the value that you want to add. Okay, I want to add 10, 20, and 30 together. So now this function will do that job. Now let me console log the output. Let me actually store the output in this result variable and console log the output. Now we can see these three numbers are added together. Now the job of this function is to add three numbers always. The value will be different. The value can be different, right? For example, the value can be sometimes 1, 2, or 3 as well, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter with the value. But the main job of this function is to add three numbers together. Let me not pass this 3 and let me save now. What is happening here? Not a number. You can just see what is coming all the time, okay? So you can just go inside a function and print the value right there inside the function. Let's say what is coming from this first number here. Let's coming from second number and what is coming from third number. Let's see. Let me refresh it and you can see the value coming from this first number is 1. This is coming from line number 6. You can see here on the right app.js line number 6 means this is coming from here. So the value of first number is 1. The value of second number is 2. And the value of third number is 3. And we add these 3 together and it becomes 6. But if I do not pass the value of the third number, let's see what is the value coming into this third number. And can you see? The value of first number is 1. Value of second number is 2. But the value of third number is undefined. So we cannot add 1 plus 2 plus undefined. That's why the output will become not a number. For example, if I pass the value hello here, something strange will happen here. Let's see. Can you see what is happening here? 3 hello.
Concatenation.
It added
Yeah, if
one and two, and then hello is a string, so it just concatenated.
it
The
just concatenated. That's correct. That's correct. It just concatenated. So plus operator in JavaScript has two roles. One is to add two numbers. The other is to combine two things together. So if it is finding the string, if it is getting that string, then it will combine it together as well. That is the job of this plus sign. But minus operator cannot do that. This cannot concatenate. If I save it, once again, it is not a number. 1, 2, hello. Now 1 plus 2, 3. 3 minus hello is not a number. This is not possible. This operation is not possible. That's why it is showing not a number. But plus sign has two roles. It sometimes concatenate and it sometimes add two things together. For example, if I pass number 3 in string now, this is not a number, okay? This is a string. Now it will concatenate. Then what will be the result? What will I see on the console?
33.
33, that's correct. Yeah. Actually, this is not a 33 number. This is 33 string, actually. You cannot say 33. This is not a number, actually. This is 33 string. So you can see the color, different color on the console as well. This is a number, that's why it is, I think this is purple, right? Purple color. But this is a string, that's why it is in white color. This is a string as actually. This is white color. That's why it is not 33. This is 33 string. Okay. So yeah, this is important. For example, later you will assume that this is 33. Oh, that was 33, and let me subtract something, or let me add 7 in that 33 and make it 40. Right? If that is 33, it will become 40, right? 33 plus 7. But it will become 337. Why? Why is this happening here?
It's concatenating all your inputs.
Yeah, because this result is not a number, right? This is a string. That's why it is concatenating. You can check if whether something coming is string or number. You can also write once again console log. You can use type of operator and just write result here. Now you will see what is coming from this result and what is the type. Can you see? Now this is a string. But if I do not pass a string here, if I pass 3 number, now this is a number, not a string. Previously it was a string, now this is a number. So 1, 2, 3, and the result is number, which is 13.
I have a question. So
Yeah.
when you have the string as the third input, and then you do result or console log type of result, is it converting the two numbers you added to a string?
That's correct. That's correct. That's
Okay.
it. That is something called type conversion. So what is happening here is 1 plus 2 first becomes 3, right? And now 3 is trying to add, trying to combine, or trying to add this first output with this third number. So 3 plus third number was previously 3 string. That's why if it can see a string, then the number will also become a string. Okay. The
Will it
first
print
value,
the
which
same
was
way
3,
if you try to print it on the server?
yes, always same case. This
Okay.
is the default behavior of JavaScript.
So if
Okay,
you were
we
to
need to
print it
be
on the
careful.
server, it would be on that return line, and then in brackets, it would be just a result.
Yeah, currently you can do here as well. You can just write result and it will become 33 here, right? That is not a number. This is a string, but it is, we cannot differentiate whether it is a number or a string, but we can differentiate from this logic here. 1 plus 2 plus 3 will not become 33, right? Why this is happening? Because this is a string. That's why we need to be careful what we are adding. If you are adding 3 numbers, then you need to make sure all these 3 numbers are numbers. But one of them is a string here. You can just check right here, type of this first one. type of the second one, and type of this third one. And now you will see one of them is a string. This is number, but this one is a string. That's why it is not possible to add three together and to make it a number, because one of them is a string. If one of them is a string, whole operation will become a string. But first operation is still adding these two, right? This one and this one are number. That's why 1 plus 2 is becoming 3 first. And now that 3 is becoming a string, 3 plus 3 is 33. Okay? Is that fine, everyone? So you need to practice this thing. This is not quite that much complex, but you need to at least practice it. Otherwise, you will not understand unless you do it yourself. Okay?
Gaurav, can
So
we please take
yeah,
a break?
yes, sure. Sorry. Yeah, let's take a break. Sorry for that. Yeah, let's take a break and then let's meet after. So how many minutes do you want, guys? 5 or 10?
10 minutes.
Okay, then let's meet after 10 minutes. Okay, guys. Let me wait for 2 minutes more. Then we need to go to Replit and start Replit. So I'll start after 2 minutes. All right, so everyone, you need to go to replit.com and we want to do something in there as well. And later we'll move to our React app. So just go to replit.com, click on create and click on this HTML, CSS and JS and create your REPL, okay? Hey everyone, are you here with me? Can we move ahead now?
Yeah, look.
Okay, everybody, please go to replit.com, create a replit. You need to create HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And you can write anything here. FDB4, you can write anything. You can open your previous one if you also already have as well. And just create a REPL. We are now moving into isolation and do something with JavaScript, and later we'll move to our React one as well. Okay. Just go to your script.js and write something. For example, console log hello and run it. See where, if you can see it somewhere. Maybe I have that console all the way down here. I need to bring it above. I don't know if I can or not. Let me see. Is there any alternative way? Okay, let me at least try it. This is actually the browser window. I don't know. is located here or not. Okay. Okay. Maybe I
right
can.
there, right there on this. That's the second
Where
one.
is it? Where is that?
It is on the right hand side.
This one?
No, 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 right. No. So do you see that tab on the right hand side? On your right hand side.
On the right hand side?
Yeah.
This one?
No, no, on the bottom. Little bit down, little bit down.
Yeah.
It's
Can
the
I-
square.
can I-
It's the square with the arrow.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah, we can open in another one. Yeah, we can see it, but I want to open right there, right there. It's
can I
coming
share
from.
my screen?
Yeah, yeah, please, please.
Click the middle icon.
I got it. I got it. Sorry, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, the hammer icon. Yeah, sorry about that. Previously, it was coming from bottom, so they are changing their website. Yeah. I use this Replit on the first bootcamp, so I think this is easier for us to hit and trial something here and later move on to our React app and do actual things there. It is slightly difficult to do something together with React so that I just want to do in isolation here. Okay, yeah, you need to click here, guys. Right here on this arrow. This is a toggle developer tools button. You can click here as well. It will open in new tab and right click. Open your inspect. You can see your hello here as well. But we'll see that together right here. So what I was saying is regarding function as well as concatenation, variable concatenation. For example, let's say that you have first number. The value of the first number is 10 and you have second number. Value of the second number is 20. And let's say that you want to console log the sum of these two number in the console, sum of these two number. And if you hit run, you can bring this. Can I bring this some little above? I don't know. Yeah, you will see this on the console. But if you put single quote here, what will happen? If you put a single quote there, what will happen, guys?
Single quote, it's a string, right?
Yeah, there is a string. What will I see on the output?
1020 will be displayed.
Output will be no, just 10 plus in a second number.
1020 will be displayed.
Not 1000, I think 10 and then 20.
1020. That is 1020, right? But don't call it 1020.
Yeah, it does not. It actually it's not add.
Yeah, it is not. It is concatenating, right?
Yeah,
And 1020 means it seems like a number, but you can say 1020. That is a string. Yeah, you can say 1020 as well if you know that is a string. But this is not a number now anymore. This is a string. How you can say that this is a string? You can just write type of before actually adding something. And now you can get what is the type of this operation. And if I run it once, number 20, I think I'm only getting the type of this first number. Let me put this 2 in parentheses. Let me see if it works now. Now you can see the type of this operation. Type of this operation is a string. But if I don't have this string here, only 20 number, then the type of this operation will be number. It means whatever the value that we are getting from this operation is of type number. There are different type, right? We have a number, we have a string. For example, if you have, later we'll talk about array as well. then at that time we'll see the type will be object, something like that. Okay, let me do one more time. Const third number equals let me add 10 and write 10 and sorry, you need to write it together, make it a string. And now I just want to get the value. At end I will subtract this third number. So what will be the value? What will be the output that I will see on the console from this operation? What will be the output that will be visible on the console?
20. Oh, no. It's 10 minus 10, 0, and then plus.
We are not initially subtracting from 10 to 10, right? First we are adding.
Yeah.
It will be 10, 20, 10, 20, 10.
1020, and then.
Is it not a number?
I don't think it will give you a result because you cannot use the subtraction for the third number, right?
Yeah, that's right.
The first two will concatenate, but like once you use the subtraction operator, then it's not gonna
work.
Yep.
Okay. Or will it work somehow? Let's see.
Yeah, I think it will work.
Yeah, we can see 1010. What is actually happening here?
0, 1.
So at first we need to know how this operation is occurring, actually performing. With mathematical operation, these are mathematical things, right? Adding, subtracting, or concatenating. So actual concatenating is combining two things together. So it will start execute from left to right, not from right to left. It can also do this two first, right? If you think in that way. For example, second number minus third number first. It is 20 minus 10. It is 10. Once again, it is giving us 1010. Let's say that first number minus third number first. It will not be possible. 10 minus 10, 0, and then we'll get 20. So we need to know what is the order. So that is called that is called I just just forgot that term. Okay, let me search by actual query. Okay, execution in JavaScript, and let me go to Mozilla Firefox, Mozilla JavaScript order. Let me search for this one. Just want to, yeah, this is called operator precedence. Sorry about that. So that is the term that is referred operator precedence. So it will provide you, it will give you the idea what is the precedence or what is the order of execution. When you scroll a little down somewhere here, you'll see here, will they execute from left to right or right to left? So if you have the mathematical operation somewhere down, maybe they are listed. Okay, do I have addition somewhere? I just, yeah, right here. Addition. They will execute from left to right, not from right to left or not randomly. They will always execute from left to right. There are something more which are executing from right to left. For example, we already used the operator which is here called assignment operator. We already used this operator, right? Initially, can you see here? On line number 1, we are using this equal sign. This is actually not an equal sign. This is an assignment operator in JavaScript. And when you use this assignment operator, your execution order will execute your order of precedence, or the variable will start executing from right to left, not from left to right. That's why you cannot say that I am now assigning this first number to 10. 10 is now having the value of first number. That is not correct actually. It is actually start executing from right to left. That is, now 10 is going to be stored in first number. Not first number is going to be stored in 10. That is not correct. 10 is going to be stored in first number. This will start executing from right to left, from here to here. That's why 10 will be stored in first number. But this one will start executing from left to right, not right to left. That's why first number plus second number will first execute, then minus third number will actually execute later. That is the first case, okay? Sometimes just look at it if you are confused. Where is this executing from, left to right or right to left? Mostly you will see left to right or right to left, okay? So another thing is there is something
But
called type conversion.
one quick
Okay,
question. So still, how is the result 10, 10, even if it's going from left to right?
yeah, that's where I am coming right now.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
yeah, there is something called type conversion in JavaScript. It will try to convert the type automatically if it can. For example, if I have console.log 10 plus 10, these are two numbers, right? JavaScript don't have to convert the type here. This is already a number. This is already a number. That's why the result is a number, which is a 20. But if the first one is a string, now JavaScript has to perform a type conversion first. Otherwise, it cannot add two different things together or concatenate two different things together. If JavaScript has to concatenate or combine two things together, both of them needs to be a string. For example, these two, both of them needs to be string. That's when only it can concatenate this together. Okay, let me comment this one. Now this 10 and 10 becomes 1010. If I have 50 here, then it will become 1050. Both of them needs to be string, otherwise it will not work. That's why JavaScript first, if it is a number, JavaScript first convert this one to a string. Then only this operation will happen. Okay, first JavaScript will internally convert this one to a string, and then they will be concatenated. So if JavaScript will see a number is trying to add with a string, then it will okay. That is the first point. But if this is a string and this is a number and it has a plus sign, once again same thing will happen. It will convert this one back to string, 5 back to string, 105 will come in the result. But if there is minus sign, this minus sign, it has a single role in JavaScript. It will always subtract. Okay, previously plus sign has different role. Sometimes it will add, sometimes it will concatenate. That's why if some number is trying to concatenate with a string, then both of them will become a string. But minus sign is having a single role all the time, and the role is to subtract something, right? That's why JavaScript will internally convert this back to a number. This string is converted back to a number and it will become 10. And that's why 10 minus 5 will become 5. So if you have a string here, now you can see the operation result is 5. It means internally JavaScript is converting this back to a number. So the same thing is happening above as well. So the order of execution is from left to right. That's why it will add these two together first, because these are no, it will concatenate, right? This is a number and this is a string. It will concatenate these two together. First, it will convert this first number to a string. Second number is already a string, and the result will become 1020. And now the first operation is completed. Now it is trying to subtract this first result with the second one. That's why the minus sign has a single role. The first one, that is a string, will be converted to a number, and number minus number will become will actually, the subtract is now possible. That's why the result will now become 1010.
So for subtract, you're saying that it converts one of them to number.
Yeah.
For add, it converts it to string.
It convert. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
Can you line number 7? Can you make 5 a string and 10 a number?
Yeah. So you want to make 5 a string, right?
10 number.
10 a number. Yeah.
See.
And we are expecting 5, right?
Yeah.
As per our explanation. Yeah, that will happen actually. This will be converted back
Okay.
to 5. That is a number.
So okay.
So what will happen if both of them are string? It will convert both of them back to a number, because minus sign wants to subtract, right? It doesn't have two role, right? That's why it will first convert this back to a number, and finally it will subtract. Okay. But what do you think? What will happen if I don't have a number here? If I have something, some letter, a minus 5. Now what will happen? Undefined or not a number, something like that?
Not a number.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, because this is not possible, right? If it removes this string and try to make it a number, not possible. This is a letter, that's why we are seeing not a number. Okay, just be careful that both of them should be number. If it wants to convert inside this code, it will need to have a number there. Oh, any question, guys? Any confusion until now?
Guru, does it mean that JavaScript would not use the ASCII values as Java would use normally?
Yeah, no, JavaScript will not do that. Will not do that itself with such kind of operation.
Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, in other programming language, you may have seen that it will use something called ASCII value. You can just search about. Actually, our computer can only understand binary numbers. Everything here that you are writing, that you are seeing, will finally be converted into 1 and 0. That's why we need some number equivalent of every letter that we are writing. That is what ASCII means. For example, if you have letter A, the corresponding value in number is 97. So what he was asking is, can't JavaScript make this A 97? 97 minus 5? Yeah, JavaScript will not do that, but you will see in other programming language. Okay, but you can explicitly perform that operation as well. But ASCII means some letters are represented by number as well. And finally, that number will be converted to binary 1 and 0. Okay, that is the basics of computer science. So let's not go that right now, but this is the case with JavaScript. Okay, then we saw conditional. Conditional means if else, right? You know the syntax. If something is true, then we'll perform inside this curly brace. If that is a false, then something inside this curly brace will perform. For example, if you have a first number, then so log you have first number, else you don't have first number. So what do you think? What is happening here? What will be printed on the console? I'm writing single quote here and single quote here as well. That's why it is not working. Sometimes double quote will help you at this time. So what will I see on the console right now? I'm removing this one, okay?
You have first number.
Yeah, I have first number here, 10.
Yeah, so in
So
console you get you'll have first number.
oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll see you have first number, right? You are referring to this one. That's correct. But what is this? What am I writing here? First number. Does it mean I told you that it should be true or false, right? But it is not either true or false, right? You are correct. I'll see you have first number on the console. So from here, we will talk about truthy and falsy value instead of true and false. Okay, this is really, really important in JavaScript. As many developers actually don't care about these things, but truthy and falsy value does make more sense than true and false. So this is not true, but this is a truthy value. Truthy means something is there, some value is there. This is 10, right? But if I have 0, this is not a truthy value. This is a falsy value. Now I will not say you have a first number. Let's see. Now I'm saying you don't have first number. So if I have some value here, it doesn't matter if it is a number or not. It can be a string, it can be anything, right? So if I have some value here, then that is a truthy value. Okay? If I have some value. But falsy value in JavaScript are more important than truthy value. There are some falsy value, like 0 is a falsy value that we saw, right? It is a falsy value. That's why if there is a falsy value, then something inside if block will not execute. Something outside, something inside else block will execute. Undefined is one of them as well. If I have something, if I have something like undefined as a value, then that is a falsy value. That's why this will not execute for falsy value. Line number 6 will execute for falsy value. There is something called null as well, which is also a falsy value. For falsy value, something inside else block will execute. That's why we are again seeing you don't have first number. So whatever I am saying here is really, really important. Okay, what are the falsy value? We saw 0, undefined, null. We also have empty string, which is not a truthy value. Empty means there is nothing. That's why this is a falsy value. That's why this is becoming a falsy value first number, and that's why we will see you don't have a first number here. Itself is a falsy value as well. And if I have false here, this is once again a falsy value. That's why I'm seeing this. You don't have first number once again. The final one is not a number that we previously saw in our console. This is also a falsy value. That's why if I run this one, I'll once again see you don't have first number. But later we'll see something like this. This is not a falsy value. Let's see. And I'm seeing you have first number. Yeah, we sometimes take this one as a false value as well. As I have seen some of the developers initially while they are starting there, and they actually make this a false value as well. Later we'll see this is something called array. Don't worry about it, but whatever I listed before previously, 0, undefined, right? And then null, right? And empty string, false itself, and not a number. These all are false value in JavaScript. Okay, just remember these things. Later we'll see what is that undefined null, what is the difference between undefined and null. We'll see that one as well.
And a string is truthy, right?
Yeah, everything else are truthy. Everything else, everything except these things that I listed, right? They may be around 6 or 7, I don't remember, but everything else in JavaScript are truthy value. There may be string, right? Hello. That is a truthy value. You'll see you have first number now. Later we'll see something like this. This is also a truthy value. This is not a falsy value. Okay, later also we'll see something like this. This is also a truthy value. Apart from those things that I listed, are truthy value in JavaScript. Okay, is that fine, everybody?
And why is this important?
Later we will encounter some situation where we want to check if value is coming or not with something like this, conditional. And if I am writing something here, if that is a false value, then whatever you write inside here will not work. What I mean is, let's say that I am expecting some string, okay? Text. So you are entering some text, but somehow somehow the user will not enter any text. Let's assume that one, okay? So user is actually provided with a form, something like this, or source button, something like this, but they are not entering anything. Let me see, do I have? Yeah, here. They are not entering anything here. It is a false value right now. This is an empty string, so it is empty. And if user enters something here, then I will display them something useful to them. Otherwise, we'll not display them something useful, right? And we wrote a logic to display them something useful. And if you don't check this condition, then without user typing anything here, we'll display them the recommended output, which is not good, right? So whatever they type, we will display the corresponding result here. That's why the corresponding result logic will be inside here. That's why it is important to check whether user is typing something or not. If user is typing something, then something that we have written here will execute. Otherwise, we'll say, please type something to source. Okay. This is just a really simple example, but later we'll encounter many situations where we want to check, we want to make sure whether that is a truthy or a false value. All right. Is this fine, guys? Do you understand now? Or
yes, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So the syntax of if block is not only this, but we can also write something like else if, something like this. We can write the condition one more time, and finally else. We can write two conditions. If there is first number, else check if there is second number or not. Then write you have second number. Otherwise, if it cannot still find first number or second number, then only write you don't have, you do not have any number, something like this. Now let me write const first number. We have a first number 10 here, and let me once again write second number. I also have a second number which is 20 here. Now just tell me, what will I see on the console? Sorry, I typed here second number. Yeah. Now what will I see on the console?
You have a first number.
Say
Yeah, first number.
and second number.
No, I think it won't go else if it will just check like one condition, and if it's true, then
First
Mm.
number.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That is like, if this is, if you have something, then do this, otherwise do this, otherwise do this. These are the supplement condition that we have. But if it matches to the first condition, then it will not go all the way down. That's why if I run this one now, you'll see you have first number. It immediately matches this condition. That's why it will not go. It will not actually use this other else if or else block. This is else if, right? It makes sense as well. But if I don't have a first number here, then now we will see you have second number. because it doesn't matches the condition here. That's why it needs to go down. Okay, so first number is not defined. It cannot find first number somewhere. Let me at least make first number and do not make the value a false value. Now I have second number. Okay, is that fine? Any confusion or question, guys?
It's good.
Okay, that's all about functions and conditionals in JavaScript. Now let's move to array and object, and we'll end this session after just introducing these two terms. You can copy the same thing and move to your React app and paste somewhere here. Above return, okay? Just paste somewhere here. And you can just run it here as well. But I am actually doing these things in isolation. I don't want to interact with React right now. That's why later we'll move here and do the same thing somewhere here, or some other locations as well. Okay, you can try it yourself, but for now I'm doing these things in Replit. Okay, so let's go and see something called array in JavaScript. Until now, we cannot store multiple values in a same variable, right? For example, if I say numbers and I want to store two values here, I cannot do something like 1, 2 here. This is not a valid syntax in JavaScript. This is not possible. If I now try to run this number, you can already see syntax, red highlight syntax is here. If I run it, then you'll see error on your console, syntax error. So we can do it in string, but this is string, not a number, right? This is 1, 2 string. That's why this is not a number. So numbers. So for that case, if you want to store multiple values, then you need to use array. Okay, you need to use array, and that is this syntax, large bracket, opening and closing. Now you can store multiple values here, and they will work. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 values. Let's say that I only want a square bracket here and 0 here. And now I'm accessing the first value from that array, only the first value. The index number is 0. Whatever I write here is called index number. It starts from 0 always, okay? Always it starts from 0, not -1. Always it starts from 0, not 1, okay? It will start from 0. 0 means this value, first value. So if I write 4, then this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. I will get 5 on the console. So with index number, I can get the value from that array. Okay. So array is very, very important in JavaScript. We'll spend a whole week, I think, using different methods and manipulating arrays. There is something called algorithm and data structure, which is related to array as well. We'll see that as well sometimes later. So don't worry about it right now. We can use some properties with array now. For example, I can write number and dot and length. Let's see. And this will give you the length of this current array. The length of the array means how many elements do we have? How many numbers do we have inside this array? We have 7 numbers, right? But you can store not only number, string as well. For example, hello here. Now it has 8 elements, not 8 numbers, 8 elements. 7 of them are numbers and 1 is the string. If you want to access the last one, you need to go and specify the last index, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Later we'll see the easiest way as well. But right now we're seeing the traditional approach here. Yeah. You can see hello here. Okay. Let's say that I want to add one more number here, not directly, but from here. So what I can do is use other method which is already available, something called push. And I'm going to actually append number 10 here. Add number 10 in that array. So now I just want to console log that numbers. This is not numbers anymore, right? You can say elements if you want. And you can see we don't have 10 here, but I actually pushed number 10. That's why the array now contains 10 here. Okay, we have some other methods as well, similar to this one. We have like shift. So let's see what is this shift doing. Console log numbers. I just want to remove this one. So now let's see. Let me run this one. Now, can you see what is happening with this shift? What is happening with this shift method?
Remove number 1.
We are removing the first element, right? First element of that array. That was number 1. So shift method will remove the first element. We also have unshift method. And let's see. Later we'll see these are nothing but these are functions because we are calling those functions, right? Methods are also known as functions. So nothing is happening there with unshift. Let me do somewhere down. And numbers is not defined. It's okay, numbers, number, and seems like nothing is happening here. And let's quickly search about array methods in JavaScript now. Maybe I have not written it properly there. And let's go here. And this is an array that we created, similar, right? And now we can use some method like pop. We haven't used that. We'll use that one. We used push. I think shift is not function. Later we'll see push here, shift here, unshift actually, unshift. I wrote it incorrectly here. Unshift. So unshift method will add something actually because I actually haven't provided some value. So let me provide something here, 10. Let's see. And now, can you see what happened there?
Why is it printing 10 on all of them?
Yeah, we'll later see such case. Actually, that is because of JavaScript object. JavaScript objects are not primitive. So whatever which is not primitive, non-primitive in JavaScript, that is the case. Actually, it is mutating the same object all the time. It is manipulating the same object. That's why it is happening. We'll see such situations sometimes later. Okay. We are accessing something called value by. We are accessing value versus reference. This is because of reference. If you have heard about this term, you may recognize what is happening here. But we'll see why that is happening. Why same 10s are coming, because the 10 only should come here, right? not here.
Yeah, it should
Not
be
here.
1 and then 1 removed and then 10 added.
Yeah, yeah. That is because of JavaScript object. That is the default behavior, but we'll see. We'll see later. This is because of that reference behavior, because of that non-primitive behavior. It will not make more sense. That's why I'll skip this one for now. So unshift means we are adding something on the starting location here inside array. So, and push means we will add at the end. And we have pop as well. Just try it. We'll remove something from the end. And shift means we'll remove something from the starting position. Okay, these are the basic methods, but actually these are not that much important. There are some other methods which are really important in array, and we are gonna see that one as well. For now, I'm going to end this array with this explanation, okay? So do you want to ask me something? We are gonna cover more about arrays as well, don't worry. But you are free to use it right now. You can actually have one more array inside that array here. It is absolutely possible to have multiple array. Okay, so yeah, we have this array 2 displayed here because we have this 1 and 2 here. Okay, do you want to ask me something? Otherwise, I'm going to erase this and start object.
Is this dimensional? No, right?
Yeah, yeah. What is that?
The multi-dimensional array.
Multi-dimensional. Yeah, you can say that one array inside another array. Previously,
Is
it
it
was
this
a
the
single
one?
array. Yeah, yeah. Multi-dimensional means you can say actually that is not a proper word for this array. We'll see later something like this. Const raise, and you can see 1 2 and 1 2 here, and so log, and yeah, it is providing undefined, right? So currently not possible here, but we can use it inside here. Yeah, it is one array, and let me remove this one. Actually, this is one array inside another array. And later we will actually introduce something called TypeScript, and at that time we'll write something like this, or we'll write such kind of notation and refer that as a multidimensional array. But you can say that, yeah, we have two array and 2 dimension here, one array inside another array.
The first one.
Yeah, you cannot hear?
No, I mean the first array, the numbers, like array, there is like next array inside one array. So that is like nested array.
Oh, nested array.
Yeah, you can call it as a nested array as well. Yeah, that's fine. What actually nested multidimensional array, how we can manipulate that one. Is that fine? Because if I now say that print this array, there is one array inside another array. So how we can access the inner array? We have something like this. And at that time, we'll see only one array will come out. That's why let's not explain these operators right now, these terms right now. Later, we'll explore this one as well. Okay, we have many more things to cover in arrays. An array is one of the most important term in JavaScript actually. Okay, my main objective for today is to just introduce you these terms, array and object, not to go in depth. All right, is that fine? Okay, let me introduce you object as well. So we have something called, you understand the syntax of array, right? You can write anything here, a and equals to, just write large bracket and write and place any values inside here. We have alternate syntax as well. We have something like this. That's the same thing, but do not use the syntax right now. Later we'll see something called object-oriented programming in JavaScript, and we'll understand what is this new keyword and what is happening. What is this called? Something called constructor function. What is this coming from? This is the alternate syntax, but you can directly use this slash bracket and place values in here, and that will work. All right. So this is the syntax of array. This is how you create an array. Actually, there are many things. Later we'll open in the real browser. We'll right click, see in console, and we'll see there are many things here to cover. That is what we want to cover later. All right. So let's drop this for now. Let's not go in depth, and let's go something regarding object in JavaScript. So similar to array, we can store multiple things in object, and we'll see what is the difference between array and object as well. Array starts with large bracket, right? Square bracket, you can say. Object starts with this curly bracket. Okay. And inside this object, we will create a variable. But inside array, we didn't create any variable, right? Here inside this object, we'll create variable like first number equals. We'll not write equal sign here. Instead, we'll write this colon here. This is like CSS. Do you remember? Isn't this like CSS? We'll write comma here. In CSS, if you remember, we wrote div and we write something like color and rate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Syntax is slightly similar, right? So yeah, that's why in CSS as well we have inheritance. Here as well we have inheritance. So here we'll write a const or let keyword to create a variable in JavaScript and the name of the variable, and we'll write a property. This is also property in CSS, right? This is also called property here in JavaScript. And we will write a value. This was a value in CSS. Now this is the value that we're writing here. So in this way, we can create object. We can have multiple, right? Similar to CSS. Second number 30. Now you can just console log your object. Previously, I told you, if you remember carefully, I told you array as object as well. Later, we will actually explore that term. Actually, everything in JavaScript is object. Later, we'll see everything in JavaScript is object, except that number. Sometimes the string also becomes object. And most of the time, we'll deal with object in JavaScript. Actually, array is also object. That is the different name given. But here, this is actually object with a property here, you can say. And you can see here, first number 10, second number 30. And the benefit of this one is you can now directly access this first number here. It is providing you suggestion. You can directly access first number by its name. Previously in array, we need to access that number with the index number, right? Here with the name. And similarly, we can access second number as well. And now can you tell me why this object is useful, or what is the difference between object and array? There is one main difference. Can you see?
In object, we have like key value here.
pairs.
A key value here. Something like that. But there is one important difference here, except this variable name. Let me convert this one back to array once again, okay? So that you can understand what is happening here. I'm going to convert this object back to array. I need to write this square bracket here and remove this name, right? Now I have converted this back to array. This is object, this is array, right? I can write array here, ARR. Now I just want to access the first number and the second number. So I can use this syntax in array. First number and first second number. I want to console log. Okay, so I'm printing the same thing here. 1030, 1030. Sorry, 1030 and 1030. But just watch carefully. I'm going to swap the position now with object. I'm going to move it here and first number later. I swapped the position, means I changed the position, we can say. Let me do same thing with similar with array as well. I'm changing the position. And what do you think? What will happen here? Will this output stays the same or will they become different?
Different.
Different for both of them, object and array?
So first will no, array will be different. Object will be the same.
Yeah, that's right. That's the main difference actually with array and object. So here you can say 2 means 30 are printed twice, okay? So here first we are printing object 30 and 10. But the first number is previously it was also 10. Now again it is 10 here. And the second number is previously it was also 30. Currently it is also 30. It has not changed, although it changed the position. Second number is still 30 and first number is still 10. But with array, if you change the position, then the value will also change. Now the first number is 30. Previously it was 10, right? That's why this is the major difference between object and array.
Sorry,
okay?
I didn't understand.
So,
Can you please explain again one more time?
Yeah, if you change the position, it doesn't matter with object. Okay, if you change the position of your variable, it doesn't matter with object. You can change the position however you want. You can move it down and put this first number here. It doesn't matter with object, but it matters with array. If you change the position, the value will also change. Now the value of the first index is 10 and the value of the second index is 30. But if you change the position now from here to here, now the value of the first index is 30, second index is 10. That's why you can say that, yeah, if you change the position, then it matters with array, but it doesn't matter with object. Okay, well, everyone, this is all for today. I just wanted to introduce you the syntax of array and object. We'll go in depth with array and object as well tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow we will want to do some real example as well. Alright, guys?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so do you want to ask me something more regarding? Yeah, that's all for today. How are you feeling? Is it slightly complex with JavaScript and JavaScript that I'm explaining in this way? Are you feeling some complexity?
No, I think you're good.
Do you have some suggestion so that I can make it even better for you guys?
I'm noticing some lag sometimes. Right now, it's not a bit.
This is because of my connection here. I'm using the cellular connection, so still I am not able to access the internet here. In my area, there is some construction work is happening, so that is the issue. Maybe I'll try to fix it as soon as possible. Is it too lag all the time, or sometimes only?
Sometimes.
Are you feeling? Oh, okay.
But it's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it was better today than that of yesterday and day before yesterday.
Yeah. Did you notice in recording videos as well the lag?
Yes.
Okay, maybe I should fix this. Okay, thank you guys. And any more suggestion, guys? Anything more?
So
Okay, then.
one question:
Yeah.
are we
Yes.
like covering like Jenkins too in the end of the course or no? Like,
At the end of the course, what was that?
are we covering like Jenkins, like CI/CD pipeline, little bit about that as well?
Oh. We'll not go. I think all the. Yeah, we'll not do those things. They are slightly complex. I think you are from some other programming background already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That will be complex for this session. Maybe you can request 1 day session to do all of those things. If some of you are interested, then you can join. But that is not the part of this bootcamp actually. Yeah, we can. Yeah, that will be awesome if we can cover some complex CI/CD pipelines, integrating AWS, the different environment AWS is providing with Jenkins and GitHub Actions together. That will be really nice to cover, but will not go in that depth.
Yeah,
Actually,
I think
as
Jenkins is going away. So it's a GitLab CI/CD pipeline is the most popular one right now.
Yeah, you guys can discuss about it and yeah, try to do. You guys can also collaborate sometimes, I think.
Yeah, at my work, like all the Jenkins are getting migrated to GitLab pipeline. So Jenkins is going away really. I mean, slowly.
Okay, guys. So let's end this session for today. Thank you so much. I'll meet you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Have a good day. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Already, yeah, we'll catch up.